All right, I figured why not? Let's just keep going. There's no point in doing this alternate ending. I can play right to the end. So let's see what happens, because I'm having an odd game, so I wanted to keep it going here. Okay, so this is turn 20, the summary, January 1946. And I'm just going to keep playing to the end of the board, I think, which is January 48. I could have something come up where I need to suddenly end it, but we're basically into overtime right now. So there you go. So we are doing a summary of turn 20, January 46. All right, so first things first, let's start with Germany. Well, Germany got a little aggressive, and I think they're paying for it. Last turn, Germany attacked from here into here. They successfully took out the entire Russian Air Force, which was key. They had almost all their tanks and half their advanced mechs, and then the Russians came in and the Germans just decided not to roll well and eliminated themselves. Germany also came in here and attacked the Russian stack that was here, and they just couldn't buy a hit. So they got worn out. And then the Russians counterattacked and took out Eastern Germany and East Poland, or West Poland, sorry. It's weird when West and East are next to each other, but it makes sense. So that's what happened there. Russia also took another piece of Finland, so Germany's down to one location up there. And they convoyed the Germans for 2 of the 3 on the Baltic line there. It's been a little bit odd. Germany did, if I recall correctly, Germany took this back. Why is that there? I think Germany attacked this one and took it back. I could be wrong. Maybe that was a planned amphibious assault that never happened. I can't remember, so I'm going to leave that there just in case. Oh yeah, Russia did attack into Romania and failed. That's what happened. The Italians came and amphibiously assaulted, as well as walked in from Bulgaria into there, so they now have fighters trapped here in Istanbul. The entire Italian fleet is in there. Let's just move it all up there so that we don't get confused. It's all together. I'll have to get a fleet card for that. I needed to doing, what do you call it there? Screening force. There we go. Against the Soviet sub, and it was successful, so I could get a transport in there with 2 extra dudes. We built 5 extra in Rome and 5 extra in, or sorry, 4 extra. 5 extra in North Italy and 4 extra in Rome. Not much has changed on this side for the Italians. Gibraltar stayed the same. However, the British and the Americans did a 1-2 punch on the Germans. The British walked in here unopposed, and the Americans wandered in there, and they got 2 hits on themselves in exchange for taking... Oh, I chipped this guy out already. In exchange for taking out 2 Marines. So it was a very successful attack, and this bomber should be up there in the British Midlands. All right, so I don't have a lot of other units on this side of the board, but I do have a pile here that are in range of a transport to scoop and deliver again. Not quite as fast as I'd like to, but I wanted to make sure I had enough here that Germany would have a real hard time taking it out. I would rather Germany defend itself than kick me off the coast, and they're not in a position to do that right now. The British nailed this factory for 11 damage, and this one was already damaged previous turns for 4. So Germany's in a tough spot, and it is not going to be pretty for them. Ignore the dudes and random chips in the water there. I just finished the American turn. So America reinforced a couple more dudes here from over there in Washington, and they built 5 more guys. They've moved forward their fleets. So those are all ready to be placed next turn if I decide to spend the money on it. The French took this out. It's not worth anything, but it you don't want a German occupied French zone, do you? Not if you're the French. And what happened over here? I moved my German fleet to here from Sea Zone 49, and I did not use the transport, but I did rail these guys down so that the transport could pick them up. Might have been a mistake because things have definitely changed now, but we'll see. I can possibly come through here and hit something. There's a few targets that are worth some money. Maybe the Russians will become annoyed and leave my home country alone so that they can keep their home country. All right, FEC just did some build-ups here, and they really stacked Malay and Burma and the capital, Calcutta there. Japan has successfully gained improved factories, so they built 2 infantry here, 2 light tanks in Rihi. They took over these 2 places. The Australians built themselves a light cruiser. The Americans still have a whole pile of Marines trapped in the middle of the ocean. Japan declared war on Russia. After what happened with Germany and Russia, Japan realized that if Russia doesn't have a little bit of back pressure, Russia is going to romp all over Germany, and there's going to be, guess who's going to be next? It'll be Japan getting squeezed from both sides. Same as Germany's getting right now. So Russia's now on a 2-front war. The Japanese amphibious assaulted there and here, along with some walk-ins. They assaulted this and took that. They've repositioned some dudes. They wandered in with 2 guys over here. This is worth nothing, but it is starting to cut off rail lines, which is the whole point. If we can cut off the rail lines across the country, then you can't rail guys to and from either side to help yourself. And the Japanese built 2 heavy battleships and a bunch of dudes and a single Marine on this turn. The Americans built militia here so that this isn't just a walk-on, because that would really bite if Japan just walked in. They also placed 5 cruisers and an elite Marine on this side, so they got 1 plane here. Next turn they have the ability to place 2 fleet carriers and 5 fast battleships, and it might be more effective to have them on this side of the map because they're the lone ones contending with Japan, and if not, then Australia is going to have something happen to it, or Russia, or FEC. Japan's got 3 fronts already, and if they can give them a 4th one, that'll be a nice change, because right now their fleet is romping all over the Pacific, and it's not cool at all. Alright, I cannot remember what I got for tech. So I'm just going to pan it over there, and if you really want to know what changed, just give yourself a little moment and pause the video and take a look. I cannot remember. Germany successfully finished something here, and I can't remember what it was. Where is it? Oh. Improved factories. I knew Germany did something, yeah. So that one's covered up by the Japanese, just because I needed to cover up a Dutch roundel because I don't have enough German roundels. So anywhere you see a stack of Japanese stacked on top of somebody, there's probably a Dutch guy underneath there, because I don't have enough German roundels. I don't have 17 of them because I need to, with magnets anyway, because I need 1 here and 16 over there, it seems like. Whew, I only made 10, and apparently I need to make 6 more at least. All right, so incomes have drastically changed. I think when we ended the German turn, it was getting close to 60, and Russia was knocked down quite a ways. And then the Russians had their turn, and then the Americans and the British had their turn, and Germany's got knocked all the way down about $10. I can't remember exactly. Japan went on a rampage, and they gained $9 extra, so they went from 40 to 49. That's part of why Russia's not up in the 60s anymore. Along with Italy going up $1 against Bulgaria there. So Italy is currently holding on to $4 Russian. Yep. Anyhow, 4 or 5. I'm not even sure anymore. I've kind of lost track. But they got most of Turkey, and they got Bulgaria. So Russia's getting a little bit pressed there. FEC no change. Australia no change. France lost all of Vietnam or Indochina or whatever you want to call it. I can't remember what it was called in 1936. The British have gone up a couple here, and that's about it. So there you go. That is the turn. So that is the completion of the January 46. We'll be going on to July 1946 next. Although I'm telling you right now, at any given time, if something else comes up or I get bored with this game, I will just end it now. So there, turn 20. I have a maximum of 24 turns I could play, or 4 more turns I could play for 24 turns. I might do that. I've had some really fun games where I've had a 3-way tie and we were pretty darn close to winning all 3 of us, so we just decided, you know what, forget it. We got to the end and we restarted. In version 2, we lapped the map, or we lapped this thing on the top here. It was quite interesting. A very bizarre looking game, I'll tell you that much. But those are fun. So let's see what happens. I just want to see if we play the long game with Germany playing that horribly long turn in France, if it can even save itself. I don't think it can. But it does have a lot of money. It's got improved factories. It's got improved construction. But man, it does not have a lot of units left. So it's kind of behind the 8 ball. It may be the Allies fighting each other while they kind of fight with Japan at the same time. We'll see what happens there.